We will be continuing with our session on Unix or Linux. We have already covered part of it, so we will continue from where we left off. So that's about managing files. Managing files means list files, display file contents, link files, copying files, rename or move files, remove files from the file system, determine file type. So these are part of managing files. Listing files, ls is the command used to list files. Display the contents of the directory by specifying the name of the directory using absolute or relative path name and pattern matching. These are the different flags available with the ls command. -x displays multi-columnar output. -F marks executable files with star and directories with slash. -T sorts the file directory according by the time they were last modified, latest first, rather than collated by name. -R sorts the file in reverse alphabetical order. If you want in for the time, then use ls -tr. -L lists all entries including hidden files without a flag. The ls command does not list the name of entries that begin with a dot and dot dot. -L lists long format showing 7 attributes of file. -D shows the directory rather than listing the contents. ls-ld displays the current directory attribute. ls-ld displays the attributes of the directory. -R recursive listing all files in the subdirectories. So we have, let's go back, where are we? We are in the home directory of TechMint. So let us go to the root directory /r let us go to the root directory and we'll type ls minus l ls minus r. So recursively it will show all the subdirectories under the root directory. ls minus lrt ls minus lrt. These are the out. This is the output. So all these files contains directories. So as you can see, they start with the letter D. That means it's a directory. A normal file will start with the letter hyphen in the first place. So let's go to the etc folder. etc ls. Yeah, let's do ls minus l rp of etc. There you can see all the files. These are the different files like password, group, local time, all these are files. And there are a couple of directories which you can see with the D first letter. Those are directories, and first letter hyphen means those are files. Like we have seen this file password. The first letter is hyphen, so this is a file. So we can cat password. So if you cat password, it's a file. It will show the display of the file. So that's about ls command. Here is a listing of ls minus l, how it looks like. Here is the explanation. Total 6 fields. The file type permission set for each file or directory. The first character in this field indicates the file type. Dash for ordinary files, D for directory. B for block special file, C for character special file, D for directories, L for symbolic link, P for pipe special files, S for local sockets. So these are the significance of the first character. The remaining characters are read, write, and execute permissions set for owner, group, and other. So owner, group, and other. So here owner has read, write, execute, group has read and execute, and other has read and execute. So owner, group, and other. So when we do ls minus lrt, so if we take any file, suppose we take the passport file, its owner is read write, he cannot execute. The group can only read, the other can only read. And it's a normal file starting with hyphen. To display files, to display the content of we use cat, more, and we have used the cat command to display the password file. So that's how you can display the password, the file. For viewing long files, so we scroll the whole page. If it's a two-page file, then maybe we will use the more command. More command display files that contain more lines that will fit on the screen. Progress after each screen, display percentage of the viewed and so far. Press the space bar to display the remainder of the file one page at a time. Press the return key to display one line at a time. Press the Q to quit viewing the file. So if I have a big file, then I can show you. I don't have a big file here in my system. Let's do more on password file. More ESLW password. So here you cannot see because it's within one screen. If it has spanned multiple screens, then pass more command would be very helpful. If you place the space bar, it will display the next screen. If you press Q, it will stop displaying. And if you press enter, it will display one line at a time. So that is about the more command. OD displays octal dump of the file, not much use. Copying files is CP. CP command copies a file from one file name to another file name. Physically creates a separate file which is the same as the original file. So CP source destination. Source entry is the name of the file to be copied. Destination or the name of the file to be to the duplicate copy of the source is stored. Source and destination can be in the current directory or different directory. CP command is usually useful to make backup copies of imported files. CP command creates destination file if it does not exist. So, we are in /etc. Let's go back to our home directory. ls. We have a file test.sh /-l test.sh. It doesn't have execute permission, so let us change the mode 777 test.sh -l. Now all read write execute. Now let's copy this file cp test.sh test.sh. I want to copy it in a directory above to this directory. or permission is denied. Okay, let's make a directory mkdir dir. Okay, now cp test dot sh dot slash sdir. So copy. Now if we go to test dir, sorry, test dir, and if we see that test.ch is copied in this directory. So this is about cp command. Removing file is rm file name is removing command. Let's try rm pwd test here. Let's make a file here vi et dot sh temporary file. Temporary file, okay, and let me save this. Okay, tt.sh. What is happening? Temporary file. Temporary file. Hmm, temporary file. Okay, let's save this. So to be honest, now we have test.sh and temp. Now suppose I want to remove tt.sh, so rm command will be used to remove. So there is a command rm minus rf, which is a very powerful command which will forcefully delete directories and everything contained within that directory. Remember rm minus rf. This will remove everything from the current directory and all the subdirectories, everything, it will recursively delete. A very powerful command. Okay. Linking files is a link between two files. Link is a connection between a file name and a file itself. Link has at least one, file has at least one link, a connection to its original file name. Ln command is used to connect a file to more than one file name. Convenient when you need to work with the same data in more than one place. Save storage space because only one copy of the file is kept. Do not have to update multiple files. These are two kind of links, hard links and soft links. Hard links allow you to link only files in the same file system, provides another name for the same file. All the names provided by hard link include listing the original name has equal value. Soft link, also known as symbolic link, may link both file and directories across different file systems. Actually, a distinct file that contains a pointer to another file or directory. Original file name is the real name of the file or directory. File with hard link names persist until all its names have been removed. File with soft link name vanishes when its original file has been removed. So to create a link, ln original file name, new file name. To create a symbolic link, use the ln minus s option, original file name, new file name. So this is how you can create links. Understanding links. When you create a hard link, you are providing another name for the same file. Hard links let you link only files in the same file system. All the link names are on equal footing. It is incorrect to think of one file name as a real name, another as only as a link. That is incorrect. All the file names are in the same footing. Soft links are symbolic links that lets you link both files and directories. In addition, you may link both file and directory across file system. A symbolic link is actually a distinct file that contains a pointer to another file or directory. This pointer is the path name to the destination file or directory. Only the original file name is the real name of the file or directory. Unlike hard link, a soft link is actually only a link. Each file has a unique identification called inode number. The inode number refers to the file's data stored at a particular location rather than to a file name. A directory entry is a link between inode number and a file name. This link enables you to link multiple file names with the same inode number. To display inode number, use -i flag ls -i. Hard links to a file carry the same inode number. Since an inode number represents a file within a particular file system, hard links cannot exist between the file systems. However, soft link is a new file with its own new inode number. Since soft link refers to the original file by name rather than by inode number, they work across file systems. Viewing file system information, we have df commands. So if I say df minus k, it will show me the file system that are mounted. One is the root slash, then root dev shm. This is another file system and a boot file system. We do not have much file system, but in the production environment, if you type the df command, it will show you a long listing of different mount points that you have in the file system. And in the df command, you can see how much kilobyte is available, how much percentage is used, and how much kilobytes is actually used. So we can find out how much space we have in the file system with the df command. Then managing directories, display, copy and rename directories, create directories, change directories, remove directories. Display directories to display, copy, rename directory ls, lp, ls, cp and md respectively. To know the current directory is the pwd command. So we already seen ls, cp commands. mv is just like cp, but it is a move. Instead of copying, it will move the file. The current directory, to know the current directory is the pwd command. Create directory mkdir path name. So let's create a directory. We already created a directory, test directory. Under that, let's make a directory mkdir Unix. Okay. Then change directory, then cd Unix. Okay. Then remove directory, cd dot dot pwd pwd rmdir Unix. So the Unix directory is removed now. So these are the directory operations. Determining file type. File command is used to determining the file type of the file. So file name. We have test.sh. So if I take file test.sh, so that is what kind of file it is. It is a ASCII text file. So we can determine the file type. Some common file operations. CMP is a comparison between two files. Com is what is common between two files. Diff is the difference between two files. SDiff displays only the difference. Gzip, Gunzip compressing and uncompressing file, and TARD is for archiving file. So these are the very common commands that are used for file manipulation. Next, we will move on to file security. File security control access to our files and directories, protect a file or directory by selecting or changing its permission. There are three categories of user basis the file access. One is the user or owner represented by U, the other is a group represented by G, and other is a public or others represented by O. So the user belongs to a group, so that group is represented by G. Anybody outside that group is public or other represented by O, and the user itself is represented by U. And there are three types of permission for each of them: read, write, execute. Read, who can read the content; write, who can write the content, change or delete the content; execute, who can execute the program. Three permission for these three classes uses total number of permission 9 for each file. So three group and three permissions for each. So 3 into 3, 9 total number of permissions. Information permission is 10 character string as shown in the ls command. Presence of the letter RWS in the directory signifies the permission has been granted. Placing hyphen in the respective position signifies a denial. So using the change mode command to change the file permission, the owner of the file or directory or the super user only have the right to change this permission. So if we want to make the change to octal value 1 represent exit, 2 represent write, and 4 represent read. So if you want to get a read, write, and execute permission, you have to give 7. So 7 to owner, 7 to group, 7 to user, 777, giving all the permissions. You can also change mode in this way. Group owner minus X, A plus X, 641, 641, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2 and 1, 4, 2 and 1, 640, 4 and 2, this will be 6, this is 4 and this is 1, 4, 2 and 1, 4, 2 and 1. changing owners and groups. Change own you can use to change the owner of the permission, and change GRP you can change the group of the permission. For every new file created, are generated default permission. Setting default permission retrieves the user from the task of specifying permission expression. Assign default permission values of 777 executable 66 for all other files. Can restrict permission from default permission by specifying user mask and with the umask command. So basically, what we mean to say is, suppose where I am in test.dir. Okay, here suppose I create a file, pi hello.sh, and I type a message, hello from Unix training. Okay, I type a message like this. Now I save this file. Now if I see ls-l, this hello.sh, you see this is the default permission, read write, that means 4 and 2, 6, 6, 6. So I want to change it to read write execute for all of them. So what I do is I do a change mode 777 hello.sh. Now if I do, now you see everybody has read write execute permission. So that's about file permissions and security. Super user root is a super user. Super user can change the file permission, can change the owner group of a file belonging to any user. And super user can change the password of any user. And super user has a lot of other privileges. So if you have the super user password, then you have all the privileges. Otherwise, you are restricted to your only to your own privilege. Okay, thank you. That's pretty much I needed to cover today. We'll continue our session tomorrow, and we'll continue with the follow-up topics. Thank you for listening. Thanks.